Live only on DAZN. He silenced Britain's best. Usyk, the Brit breaker, but now the dynamite is ready to explode. One night, one shot at Undisputed. Usyk versus Dubois 2. July 19th. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
Oscar Bevis for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrate and available on DAZN. What's happening, geezer?
I'm just taken back by everything, Oscar. I don't take things like this for granted. Being here at Wembley Stadium, massive fight, 90,000 people. It's going to be a special occasion.
Do you know what? It's good to hear you say that, because obviously you've been involved in so many big events, and big events where you've had guys who are the main event.
Yeah.
But you know what? I was thinking about this, right? I feel like sometimes people just presume, and obviously I read comments because of videos, that someone one day just picked up Sam Jones and dropped him in the centre of boxing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, people presume it's just like I'm here. Like Eddie Hearn called me a competition winner and you're a fan, right? You have a week, and he couldn't be more right. He couldn't be more right. But the only difference is there's a lot of people that's come and gone in boxing, right? And as you know, boxing's got no parameters to entry, right? But I've stayed here, and I believe I've stayed here for a reason, because I believe I'm very, very good at what I do. But I never take nothing for granted. Like every fighter I have, I don't take it for granted, and I'm blessed that they put their trust in me to look after their careers, and I don't take anything like this for granted. Like some days I think, oh, I can't really be bothered to be in London, and then I think to myself, like, what are you doing? Like this is so special to be a part of.
It's a great gig, isn't it? Like, and as I was saying to you,
it's the best
we
gig.
have, although everyone here has worked hard in their own space, we have all really had it off, haven't we?
100%.
Like Usyk, Dubois,
yeah, it's not just
week.
about it's the fact that it's Wembley, it's the national stadium, it's packed, it's going to be absolutely packed. It's an undisputed title fight. It doesn't get any better than that.
And what's going to happen in that undisputed world title fight? Are you seeing? I feel like, I know I've been around him a bit more just in a media sense this week, and we'll see him up there at the presser today. Daniel's tetchy. He's ready to go.
Listen, Daniel's resurgence and his kind of rejuvenation under Don Charles has been pretty special, to be honest with you, because I remember Daniel boxing Joe Joyce, and obviously I was a big part of that build up to the fight, and Daniel was a very nervous character, didn't really look like he wanted to be there, and I think with Daniel as well, he's not a media guy, is he, Daniel? He's one of them guys is get your gloves on, hit the heavy bag, and do the training in silence. And I think it's something's clicked in him. Daniel's like, and I say this like not even trying to be humorous, do you know when you twist something in the back of an action figure and it makes them go? That's kind of what Don Charles has done with Daniel Boy. He's twisted this thing and say, right, now go. And it's got the absolute best out of Daniel Dubois. And even if he does come up short on Saturday, I believe he'll put up a much better performance than he did last time.
I know a lot of the talk's obviously about the low blow from last time.
Yeah.
And we want to give Daniel as much chance as we can, because we want to believe that for Britain he'll come home with a massive victory. But if we do look back to the first fight, I know it's a different Daniel. It was quite one-sided, if we're being completely honest.
Yeah, of course. That's what people I think are miss. Like, I thought when the shot landed, it looked legal, right? Because I was speaking to Darren Barker the other day, and Darren Barker is someone that knows more about boxing than me, yeah, to say the least, yeah, former world champion. And he tells me he said, Sam, the shot was low. So if he's telling me the shot's low, he's correct over me, because he's a former professional boxer. But it's the inconsistency of it, Oscar. It's like, do you know in a penalty box, right, in football, where the defender's grabbing the striker and he's pulling the striker and the referee doesn't give it a foul, but it's a foul somewhere else on the pitch. It's the inconsistency of the rules, right? And I might get done with that analogy, but it's the best I can think of, because I watched Shakur Stevenson the other day against Zepeda put on one of the best performances, probably the best performance of his career, and fought in the pocket, and he was shooting the stabs to the body on the belt line. And not once did the referee say, lift them up, lift them up. Floyd Mayweather used to do it constantly. Terence Crawford does it. And I just think it's an inconsistency of the rule, because it's like, just because Daniel folded Usyk up with that shot, it's like, okay, there's got to be more consistency.
Do you think it was
with
the shock
rules.
effect? The fact it was that shot that had Usyk on the floor made the ref in the split second go.
It's hard for me to say it, because Usyk's a genius, and genuinely I mean this, he's a genius and he's an all-time great, but I do think he made a meal of it, Oscar, and I do think that he didn't hit him in the dick, right? He hit him on the belt line, but like what I just said there, Darren Barker told me yesterday, he goes, Sam, that is an illegal shot. And I'm saying, that's fine, and I understand that. But there's an inconsistency to the rules, because Shakur Stevenson can do it 30 times a fight, and it's not pulled up on once. So that's my. I don't know whether that kind of made sense, but I kind of know what I'm saying. I just think there's an inconsistency. There needs to be more consistency with the rules.
I'm with you. If Darren Barker says it, I'm going to listen to Darren Barker.
Oh, absolutely.
Final one, fight prediction. What do you think happens if someone had a gun to your head?
Listen, I'm not worried about just sitting on the fence. And Usyk's the favourite, in my opinion. I can't back against Oleksandr Usyk.
It's hard to back against a man
You can't. I've done it a few times, and I've looked daft. So I'm not going to do it again. But would I be surprised if Daniel Dubois stopped Usyk on Saturday night? No, I wouldn't at all, because I think that timing's everything in boxing. Usyk's 38, 39. Daniel's what, 28, 27, 28? He's in the prime of his life. He's not even... Heavyweights don't really touch their primes usually until they're in their 30s. So Daniel's coming into that... He's coming into his fight in the form of his life. So he's a live dog in there, Daniel. And it sounds strange to say this, because I don't think Usyk deserves to lose to Daniel Dubois, if that makes sense. Because I don't think a prime Usyk would ever lose to Daniel Dubois, with the greatest of respect. But like I say, timing is everything. And if Daniel Dubois, the Brit, pulls it off in the National Stadium, I'll be very happy for him.
Yeah, it'll be some victory.
Absolutely.
Adam Hamid, quite a nice moment that he made his debut on the Usyk
Poland,
Dubois
yeah.
first bill in Poland.
Yeah.
The second bill, and this is fight number 6 of his career. Happy at kind of the pace and how it's going?
Absolutely. I would have liked a bit more activity this year, for one reason or another. But we're back now, and he's going to be very, very active from now until the end of the year. He boxed twice in December last year. He boxed in Saudi Arabia and Libya, and we're going to pick up that momentum now, and we're going to really get going.
I spoke to him yesterday about potential call-outs and when that time comes, and I said, look, you are, I suppose, at some point going to call people out, but people are, before that, going to call you out because of your second name.
Adam don't need to ever call anybody out, because people will do that for him.
Well, he said to me that there's been people who've said my name and I don't even know who they are.
Yeah, but it happened yesterday. Like, genuine, there's a kid that keeps calling Cameron Vonga, and I couldn't tell you his name. It happens. Like these kids want to have big opportunities, and obviously they'll look at somebody like Adam Hamid and they'll think that's what they used to do with Campbell Hatton.
Rightly so.
Yeah, absolutely. And I respect it, because that's what you're supposed to do. So Adam doesn't need to call anybody out. But one thing's for certain, I'm very comfortable with what we're doing with Adam, and we will go completely at the pace that we need to go at for him to fulfill his potential.
Yeah. Jack Catrol, how do you look back on that night now? Cheers for drilling at the perfect time, lads.
Yeah.
How do you look? We're all right. We've got the mics. How do you look back on the night now? Everything's gone past.
I'll
see
be honest
what Harlem
with you, the
said.
event
Jack
was a
obviously
flop.
got cut.
The event was a bit of a the event was a bit of a flop. Let's be honest. The build-up. I had to dress like a plonker to help sell the fight, because listen, Senior didn't turn up, Eddie wasn't there, Callus Saulen wasn't there, and with the greatest respect to myself and Jamie Moore and Nissa Saulen, it didn't quite cut it. Do you understand? It wasn't what was kind of, not what was promised, but like I would have liked to have been there when Senior was there to kind of make the fight as big as possible. Even on the night, Senior, he wasn't there for whatever reason, Junior wasn't there I just think that, and then the fight itself, in my opinion, Jack's been harshly criticised. Listen, I know Jack's capable of being in not the most entertaining, fan-friendly fights, but people are quick to forget the fight he had with Josh Taylor and then also the second half of the Prograis fight. The Esther Barboza fight was a bit of a stinker. Jack underperformed, he did, and he has to take that on the chin. But the Harlem Eubank fight, the plan was always to take him out late, and Jack lost 30 seconds of that fight. There was a lot of all this and a moaning, but Jack lost 30 seconds of that fight. He was in full control and he was going to take him out. But it's either neither here, there, or anywhere. It doesn't matter. He got the win in a way that we didn't want to win, but a win is a win. And now, due to Jack's humour as well, because he got a bit of stick, Turki gave him a bit of stick, Jack took it on the chin. But when Rick Reno started putting his oar in, Jack weren't going to take that, and he put a 1-2 down the pipe on X, and Jack's going to get
a quality tweet.
Yeah, and Jack's going to get a big opportunity on a Riyadh season, and Jack will fight whoever the fans want to see, but ultimately Jack wants to become a world champion. He should have already been a world champion, and we hope that Jack's going to achieve that before his days are done in boxing.
What did you make of Harlem's comment about Carl Frampton being in the change room. Obviously, he's got links to Jamie and Nigel.
It is disappointing.
And he was coaching him ringside.
It was disappointing. Carl Frampton was in the gym trained by Jamie Moore. He's not best friends. He's very good friends with Jack Catrol. What do you want him to do? Just pretend he's not friends with me? He could come in to wish Jack luck. Same way if Harlem Eubank had a friend on a broadcast, he would come in and wish Harlem luck. You just listen. You lost, and that's what I found a little bit disappointing. But I don't have any ill feelings towards Harlem. I've always got on with Harlem extremely well, and I wish him all the best. I wish him and his whole team all the best. The good people, good team. Wish him all the best.
Yeah, Harlem's a top man. Final one. Will Jack be in Belfast, ringside for Donovan Crockett?
I would imagine so. Yeah, I would like. I'm definitely going to be. Hopefully Pat Brown will be on that show. So yeah, Jack will be. I'm virtually certain Jack and Conor Walker will be there for ringside for the fight.
Cool. Makes sense. Just trying to push the world title cause.
Yeah.
Right. What the fuck is going on with Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn 2?
Listen, I've heard a few rumblings, but all I know is, and this is it's not a matter of fact, but like my take on Turki Al-Sheikh is, he'll give you an opportunity, but if you don't take the opportunity, he'll just be like, okay, well, fuck you then. Do you know what I mean? Because they need him. Chris Jr. needs Turki because he's paying the huge money. He's paying huge money. So Turki's giving him a date. It sounds to me like he's messing around a little bit, and he's not going to tolerate that. And it's like, let's move on. Simple as that.
Do you think he thinks the date's too early when you think about the fact that he was in hospital dehydrated and it was
he was sparring not
fight?
long ago. I seen him on Instagram. He was sparring not long ago. I don't know, but like, how far's the fight from now? 10 weeks away? 12 weeks?
Too early to put me on the spot for maths.
Yeah,
around 10 weeks away.
I don't know, but like, look, that's the date. That's the date that the facilitator is giving. That's the date you got to do. If you can't do it, then Conor Benn, I'm sure, will move on and be. Everybody wants to fight Conor Benn at the moment, so he's not going to be short of options. And Chris Jr.'s biggest option was Canelo, and we know where that's going to go now because whoever's going, if Canelo beats Crawford, we know what's happening next. Turki's going to push Hamza Shiraz into that fight. And by the way, what a performance from Hamza Shiraz! He was sensational. Do you know? One of the guys, Gul from Boxing King Media. Sorry to quote a different.
It's going to get bleeped. So.
Yeah. Anyway, he gave me a Hamza Shiraz t-shirt, and he goes, "Do you want it?" And I was like, "Of course I want it." A Box Raw Hamza Shiraz t-shirt. I was like, "Yeah, definitely." What a performance!
I'm going to be asking him for one of them later.
What a performance from Hamza Shiraz! Devastating performance, and it's a superstar performance, coming out party, isn't it, for Hamza Shiraz? And rightfully so. He'll get massive opportunities now. Good luck to him.
Yeah, I don't think you can deny that he's right in line for the Canelo shot. Like you said, Turki does kind of love him too. He's that Riyadh season poster boy.
Yeah.
In terms of Chris, so if it's not September the 20th, is that it then? There's no like, let's push it to October the
Oscar,
11th
honestly,
or 18th.
I genuinely don't know the ins and outs. All I know is Turki Al-Sheikh would have told them, this is the date I want the fight to be on, right? He's paying for it. This is the date the fight's got to happen. Conor Benn, let's go. Let's ready to go. He's ready to rock and roll. And the other side are trying to, I don't know what they're doing, but all I know is it's made Turki think, okay, well, it's not happening then.
Is Riyadh Season and Seller pulling out of the fight?
Yeah.
Is that the final nail in the coffin?
Well, yeah, because then they're not going to get anywhere near the money that they got last time. So
is Conor fuming?
I wouldn't have thought so. Genuinely, I wouldn't.
I know he's got options, but I mean that's such a big fight.
No, I wouldn't have thought so because I think that Conor is not a super middleweight. He's just not. He's a welterweight 154 fighter. So he's doing that simply because it's financially unbelievable, but also it gives the fans what they want to see. Like the first fight was one of the best fights we've ever seen, and I'm sure they're going to pick it up in round 13. So it'd be disappointing if it doesn't happen. But Conor's the younger man; he's got the bigger career ahead of him.
Do you think Chris might retire? I know Eddie said he thinks.
No,
he
I
might
don't
never
think
fight
so.
again.
I don't think so because he's just coming off an enormous win, and he will get into another big fight. But I can't see Chris Jr. wanting to fight someone like Hamza Shiraz because that obviously wouldn't end very well.
So if it's Conor against Shakur, I guess
clash of the styles, isn't it?
We move a little bit later into the year. You praise Shakur's performance.
I love watching Shakur Stevenson. I think he's an in-ring genius.
Is it easy to criticise someone just because you aren't getting Conor and Chris every fight? Which,
Listen,
by the way, you're not going to.
Listen,
That's not how
I'll bring it
boxing
back to Jack Catrol, right? Jack Catrol needs a Zepeda, like what Zepeda was for Shakur, right? Jack needs that style of fight to bring the best out of him, to kind of make him work and show how good he is. Because otherwise, you'll watch a Shakur fight somebody else and it's just coasting, easy. But that's it's very easy. But listen, boxing is hit and don't get hit, and Shakur is a master at that. I think he's top 5 pound for pound. I know he's just got into the top 10, but I think he's easily a top 5 pound for pound.
And you think Conor can infiltrate that just on pure aggression?
Yeah. Conor Benn against Shakur would gel fine because Conor's the aggressor, Shakur's the boxer. So you're going to get that great clash of styles.
How good was that Ariel Helwani setup as well?
Yeah, brilliant, because
Perfect.
they're both great talkers. Shakur's a great talker. Conor Benn is a brilliant talker. The fight would be massive, be a huge build-up, let's see if it happens. But one thing we know about Conor Benn, he will literally fight anybody. So let's see.
Live only on DAZN, he silenced Britain's best, Usyk the Brit Breaker, but now the dynamite is ready to explode. One night, one shot at Undisputed, Usyk versus Dubois 2, July 19th. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.